In the wild heart of Exmoor, where the winds howl across the moors and ancient stones whisper secrets older than memory, lies Chapman Barrows, near the village of Challacombe, Divana cluster of round barrows raised by hands long turned to dust. These Bronze Age mounds, scattered across the heath like the humps of slumbering giants, have stood for millennia, their shadows stretching long under the pale Exmoor sky. But it is not their age alone that marks them. Since time immemorial, tales have swelled of fiery dragons haunting these barrows, their blazing eyes and molten breaths searing the night, a myth that has woven itself into the very fabric of Challacombe's soul. The Barrows, named for a medieval chapmaner, wandering peddler who met some forgotten fate on the moorlie in a windswept hollow, surrounded by gorse and heather that glow golden in the summer sun. By day, they are a place of somber beauty, a draw for antiquarians and shepherds grazing their flocks. But by night, under a moonless sky, the air around Chapman Barrows grows heavy, the wind carrying whispers of flame and scale, and the fiery dragons of legend stir from their spectral lairs. No one knows when the tales began. Some say they predate the Barrows themselves. Born of ancient fears of what guarded the dead, but by the Middle Ages, the sightings were spoken of as fact, a warning etched into the marrow of every Challacombe child. The earliest recorded tale dates to 1349, the year the Black Death crept across England, when a shepherd named Elias Crocker stumbled upon the Barrows at twilight, seeking a lost lamb. The air was thick with the scent of rain, the sky bruised purple. When he saw it, a fiery dragon coiled atop the largest mound, its scales gleaming like molten gold, its eyes twin furnaces that glowed with a malevolent light, its wings, tattered and vast, unfurled with a sound like cracking flame, and as it exhaled, a tongue of fire scorched the heather, sending Elias scrambling behind a granite outcrop, his heart hammering like a war drum. The beast did not pursue, but its roar, sound like thunder laced with despair, followed him as he fled to Challacombe, his tale igniting both fear and awe in the village. That spring, his flock sickened and died, a loss he blamed on the dragon's curse, though skeptics pointed to the pestilence sweeping the land. Through the centuries, the fiery dragons of Chapman Barrows became a fixture in Exmoor lore, their sightings sporadic but vivid. In 1592, a tinker named Joan Peat swore she saw two of them circling the Barrows at dusk, their flames dancing like will-o'-the-wisps as they dove and snapped at one another, their scales flashing crimson and amber against the darkening sky. She watched, frozen in terror, until they vanished into the mounds as if swallowed by the earth, leaving scorch marks on the grass that lingered for weeks. In 1721, a poacher named Will Taverner claimed to have stumbled upon a dragon sleeping atop the smallest barrow, its fiery breath warming the chill night air, its claws clutching a shattered bronze urn as if guarding a treasure. He fled when its eyes snapped open, one glimpse of those glowing orbs enough to haunt his dreams for years. But the tale spread, and villagers began to speak of the Barrows as a dragon horde, the beasts bound to protect whatever ancient wealth lay beneath. Some speculated the dragons were not creatures at all, but manifestations of the Barrows' ancient dead spirits of Bronze Age chieftains, their fiery forms a warning to grave robbers and trespassers. Others believed they were elemental forces, born of Exmoor's primal wildness, their flames a reflection of the moor's untamed heart. The more pragmatic whispered of marsh gas, ignited by lightning, or smugglers' lanterns, mistaken for dragonfire in the fog. Yet the tales endured, each sighting adding a layer of mystery. And by the 19th century, Chapman Barrows had become a place of caution, a destination for the brave or the foolhardy, avoided. In 1876, a young antiquarian named Thomas Polwell ventured to the Barrows, armed with a notebook and a lantern, determined to uncover their secrets or debunk the dragon myths once and for all. He camped among the mounds for 3 nights, sketching their contours and sifting through the soil for artifacts, his skepticism unshaken by the eerie silence that cloaked the hollow. On the 3rd night, as a storm brewed over Exmoor, he woke to a searing light and the smell of sulphur. A fiery dragon loomed above him, its wings spread wide, its body a writhing mass of flame and shadow, its eyes boring into his soul with a gaze ancient and unyielding. Thomas scrambled for his lantern, but its feeble glow was swallowed by the dragon's inferno, as it let out a roar that shook the earth. Sound he later described as the fury of 1,000 years unleashed. The beast lunged, flames licking at his tent, but vanished into the largest barrow as lightning split the sky, leaving Thomas trembling amid scorched heather and the acrid scent of his own fear. He fled to Challacombe at dawn, his notebook abandoned, his rationality shattered, and his account, published in a local journal, only deepened the Barrows' mystique. The 20th century saw fewer sightings, as modernity crept into Exmoor and the old fears softened into folklore, but the fiery dragons never truly faded from memory. In 1953, a farmer named Elsie Drayton, driving her tractor near the Barrows at twilight, glimpsed a flicker of flame atop the largest mounder dragon, smaller than legend but searing bright, its wings beating once before it dove into the earth like a comet swallowed by night. She kept the story quiet, fearing ridicule, but told her grandchildren years later, her eyes distant as she spoke of the fire that burned without heat. Today, Chapman Barrows remain a quiet corner of Exmoor, their round shapes barely discernible beneath centuries of heather and gorse, a draw for walkers and archaeologists who tread lightly on their slopes. The fiery dragons are spoken of less often, but the old-timers in Challacombe still warn against lingering there after dark, their tales a caution woven with wonder. On moonless nights, when the wind howls through the hollow and the stars hide behind storm clouds, some claim to see flickers of flame dancing atop the mounds, dragon's breath, perhaps, or the echo of an ancient guardian whose fiery gaze has watched over Chapman Barrows since the dawn of time, their secrets as untouchable as the flames that birthed their legend. And in Challacombe, where the moor keeps its own counsel, the fiery dragons endure a mythic flame that refuses to be snuffed out by the passing of years. Many thanks for treading this tale's dark path. If its chill gripped you, follow, subscribe, and comment below.